Hello again, it's Miss Prather. In today's lesson, we are going to work on how to solve creating and interpreting algebraic expressions. To begin this problem, first I'm going to read it the entire way through, including the answer choices. To enter Miss Cruz's carnival, a student has to pay $2. Every ride in the carnival costs 25 cents. What does the y-intercept represent? A, cost of each ride. B, cost of the carnival. C, number of rides a person wants to ride, or D, cost to enter the carnival. Now that I have read the problem all the way through, which is a great skill to do for your ESC, read it one time all the way through, I'm going to now go back and highlight, underline keywords, and anything that I find important for the problem. So, now that I'm going back, to enter Miss Cruz's carnival, a student has to pay $2. I'm going to circle the $2 because I know just to enter that is what I'm going to have to pay. I don't have to ride any rides, I don't have to buy anything at the carnival, but I know I have to be ready to pay $2. Now it says every ride in the carnival costs 25 cents. I'm going to circle 25 cents and I'm going to highlight every. Every is another example of my slope because this is saying per. So every ride I'm paying 25 cents. So if I only ride one ride, it's 25 cents. If I ride two rides, it's 50 cents. If I ride three rides, it's 75 cents, and so on. Now I'm here at the final question. What does the y-intercept represent? In this case, I'm going to box y-intercept because that is my vocabulary, and that's what this problem is asking me to solve, the y-intercept. And because it's asking me to solve the y-intercept, and I see here that it's also giving me numbers, I'm going to take an educated guess, and my educated guess is, and the problem is also interpreting algebraic expressions, that I need to use my slope-intercept formula, which is y equals mx plus b. And as we already know, the m is your slope, and your b is your y-intercept. And with this y equals mx plus b, I'm actually going to highlight the b and the y-intercept. And the reason being is because when I go back to my problem, what does the y-intercept represent? That is what the problem wants me to find, my b. I need to interpret what my b means. So here, now I'm going to figure out where I need to put the $2 and the 25 cents. Well, I know that I have my y, it doesn't change. And my m is my slope. That is what is going to change. So I'm looking for the number, either 2 or 25 cents, that I know is dependent on something within the problem. Meaning, when I say dependent, it means that something is causing it to change. Well, as we said before, the enter is the $2. No matter what I do, I have to pay $2 to get into Miss Cruz's carnival. That's not going to change. However, every ride in the carnival costs 25 cents. Depending on how many rides I want will depend on how much I pay for the rides. So therefore, the every in this case represents my slope and 25 cents. And I'm going to connect those two so you can see that they go together. And I'm going to put my point. Do not forget the point because it's 25 cents, not $25. And I'm going to bring down my x. Plus, that leaves no choice for my b. As we've already said before, b is your y-intercept. It's also known as your start point, or your start at. And to enter, I'm paying $2. And I can just put the 2 as 2 because that just means it's a whole number. So here I have the equation y equals 0.25x plus 2. And I know I have to interpret what does the 2 mean. So this is also where I use the word problem, and that's why I connected the 2 to the enter, because I know that no matter what, I have to pay the $2 to enter. The problem does not say anything about changing the price of the insurance. So it's just $2. So now I'm going to reread my answer choices. What does the y-intercept represent? A, cost of each ride. Well, we know that that's not true because the cost of each ride is 25 cents. So I'm going to mark through A. B, the cost of the carnival. We do not know how much Miss Crew paid for the carnival. C, the number of rides a person wants to ride. Well, technically that would be represented by X because X represents every ride. So that can't be true. And then now we have D, the cost to enter the carnival. And D is clearly the answers we can see because it says cost to enter, and then we have here the same vocabulary, to enter Miss Crew's carnival. A student has to pay $2. So there you have it. Our answer for this problem is D. Thank you.